Hi folks, and welcome to day 12 of our lessons from Leviticus. Today's devotional is called The High Priest and Offering. Leviticus chapter 4 verses 2 and 3. Speak to the Israelites, tell them, suppose someone sins without meaning to, and that person does something the Lord commands us not to do. Suppose it is the anointed priest who sins, and suppose he brings guilt on the people. Then he must bring a young bull to the Lord. It must not have any flaws. He must bring it as a sin offering for the sin he has committed. Leviticus chapter 4 verses 16 to 20. Then the anointed priest must take some of the bull's blood into the tent of meeting. He must dip his finger into the blood. He must sprinkle it 7 times in the sight of the Lord. He must do it in front of the curtain. He must put some of the blood on the corners that stick out from the upper 4 corners of the altar. That altar stands in front of the Lord in the tent of meeting. The priest must pour out the rest of the blood at the bottom of the altar for burnt offerings. That altar stands at the entrance to the tent. He must remove all the fat from the bull. He must burn it on the altar. He must do the same thing with that bull as he did with the bull for the sin offering. When he does, he will pay for the sin of the community, and they will be forgiven. Hebrews chapter 7 verses 19 to 28. For the law never made anything perfect, but now we have confidence in a better hope, through which we draw near to God. This new system was established with a solemn oath. Aaron's descendants became priests without such an oath, but there was an oath regarding Jesus, for God said to him, "The Lord has taken an oath and will not break his vow. You are a priest forever." Because of this oath, Jesus is the one who guarantees this better covenant with God. There were many priests under the old system, for death prevented them from remaining in office. But because Jesus lives forever, his priesthood lives forever. Therefore, he is able, once and forever, to save those who come to God through him. He lives forever to intercede with God on their behalf. He is the kind of high priest we need because he is holy and blameless, unstained by sin. He has been set apart from sinners and has been given the highest place of honor in heaven. Unlike those other high priests, he does not need to offer sacrifices every day. They did this for their own sins first and then for the sins of the people. But Jesus did this once for all when he offered himself as the sacrifice for the people's sins. The law appointed high priests who were limited by human weakness, but after the law was given, God appointed his son with an oath, and his son has been made the perfect high priest forever. Amen. Let's take them from the New Living Translation. In today's Leviticus passages, we see that there was a role for the anointed high priest in the offerings for sin, for both himself and the people of Israel. As the passage in Hebrews explains, we are no longer to approach any person to assist us in an offering for our sin. Instead, Jesus, as our high priest, acted once on our behalf. His one act of sacrifice lasts for all time. We can approach the Father boldly, not because of anything we have done, but because of his everlasting sacrifice. All we have to do is accept this sacrifice and approach the Father boldly. Here are some questions for you to think about. Am I constantly trying to do things to be accepted by God as well as people? Have I truly accepted that Jesus' sacrifice is complete and everlasting? Well, that's it from me for today. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.